Let's go! You know, 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Happy D-Days, Coyote fans, and welcome into episode 6 of season 2 of the Howling Podcast. My name is Jordan Decker. Tonight, I will once again be joined by fellow Coyote fans Mark Wendt and Chad Berger. Another new friend of the show, Brooke Conway of USD Stalker, stops by in just a few moments. Look forward to visiting with her. We will recap the week that was in USD athletics, as well as look ahead to the exciting week of D-Days. Lots of stuff happening this week. And as always, we will close out the show with our Eyechart of the Week nominees presented by no one, ? Anyways, that's coming up. But some business first. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are ours and do not represent USD athletics. Social channels. All right, you can find us on X at HowWithUs3. Myself at JD6OP5, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger, BIRGER at Chad Berger. On Facebook, search The Howling Podcast, and we need you all to do us a favor. Please like and follow the Facebook page. And then on YouTube, just search at The Howling Podcast, and if you are on YouTube right now, smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
As always, tonight's show is brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion. So before we get going, a quick word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by 2 USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor at your self-seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
Chad and Mark, happy Dakota Days.
Happy D-Days.
Happy D-Days. Now, no one saw this, but when I said happy D-Days, I got uncomfortably close to my microphone there. I yelled that. So I hope the audio sounds okay when we're done. I'm just excited. We made it to homecoming week,
Finally here. Best time of the year.
Best week of the year.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. Excited for it. Excited for the week ahead. It's going to be a good one. Anything else?
Do we have to talk about last week in certain realms?
We're going to. Yeah, we've got some good, some bad, some ugly.
You got to attack it. Yep.
But before we move on further, let's do the last week results.
Last week results, as we'll discuss with Brooke here in a short minute. Soccer won today. They're off to a 5-2-4 start with a 2-0, I guess you would say, soccer lingo, over St. Thomas today. Volleyball, current record is the best Dolly Parton song out there, 9-5. They lost a tough one up at North Dakota and came back to sweep Oral Roberts on Saturday. Football, they played a football game up in Fargo. Tennis, Selena Bird won her flight at the Creighton Invite. Men's golf finished second overall, and Jack Holtz took the trophy home, finished P1. So congrats to Jack and the men's golf team. Women's golf in a rain-shortened event finished 8th ahead of a certain school up north, but it was rain-shortened, and they ended up finishing 8th. But let's bring in our guest. She's a midfielder, junior from Highland Ranch, Colorado. Fresh off a 2-0 win. Nearly had a goal. I jumped nearly into a ceiling fan when she hit one just over the crossbar. Everyone welcome in Brooke Conway.
Hello.
Hey, Brooke.
Welcome, Brooke.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Excited to have you.
Yeah.
Brooke, I'm going to start off with just a real easy. None of us guys, I don't think any of us would claim to be soccer guys, but I think most of us do. When the World Cup's around, we do watch the national teams. Could you just quickly, off the top of your head, give us some differences between what we watch with the national soccer team and in college soccer?
Yeah, I would say there are definitely some big differences, especially with like the national level in college. But I personally think watching college is more fun. But I love watching the national women's team. It's just the pace is just insane, and just the amount that they can do with the ball and like connect with each other is really like inspiring, especially for college. I feel like college is more a lot of teams play more direct, and I feel like a lot of the national teams like the possession kind of game. So I'd say there's a lot, but the biggest difference is probably the pace and the speed.
Brooke, talk about, so we've got, our listeners, most of them pay attention to pretty much all of Coyote athletics, but for those that haven't been following soccer, maybe in the preseason or the non-con schedule, what's the team look like this year? You guys look like you have a ton of fun together. Can you kind of just give us the overview of the team this year?
Yeah, it's been great this year, actually. We're really lucky this year because we basically have the same team we've been training with since the spring, which is really rare, honestly, because we only had one freshman and one transfer. So only 2 new people. So we've been training with each other for 9 months now, not even counting last fall too. So that's really rare. And so it's just been awesome. Like we all know how each other play and we know each other really well off the field. So I feel like that translates to on the field and we just have so much fun together. And we've been connecting really well. And we're already like our record's already way better than last year. So I'm really excited for conference especially.
Brooke, what's it like when you get a team together that has some players that are local? You've got players from, Chancellor, from Harrisburg, from Hartford, lots of like local South Dakota kids. And then you've got other people that come from out of state, from, California, Colorado, those type of places. What does it take for a team like that to kind of mesh and gel together?
I mean, honestly, I feel like just practicing together, like coming in my freshman year, I feel like because if you know Molly Van Metren, she's from Chancellor, if that's who you're talking about. She always had told me like the speed is way different than what they have like in South Dakota. And me and my other teammate Sam, we played on the same club team in Colorado, and that was a pretty big like ECNL team, so we had a lot of speed too. So I feel like just meshing different types of play together honestly just takes practice. Like now me and Molly play together every game and I love playing with her. And I feel like it's not like ever a problem meshing with those like different types of places. But honestly, I think it just takes practice and learning how each other play.
So Mark, you're on mute right now. We'll go ahead and see if we can get that fixed.
First show ever. Sorry about that. I want to ask you about Coach Thomas. I've heard him interviewed very rarely. Once with John Thayer. He gave me the impression that he has a really dry sense of humor. Could you deny that little?
No, I can agree with that. No, Michael's really funny. Every day at practice, we kind of always know like if he's going to be in like a goofy mood that day, or if he's like dancing around, or sometimes he'll bring his like 1-year-old son to practice, so that'll make him in a better mood too. Because he loves hanging out with us, but he always says that he would kick us to the curb for Matthew. So, yeah, he's really funny. He's always like singing little raps and stuff like that and dancing around. So,
you're not going to get in trouble for throwing him under the bus like that, are you?
No, he knows it.
All right. Hey, so kind of on the note, we like asking this question to student athletes, but talk about your recruitment and ultimately why you chose USD.
Yeah, I committed here my junior year of high school, and I think I started looking here like a few months before I committed. And I honestly knew like I wanted to go somewhere more of like a small town vibe like this. Like I'm not a big like city girl or anything. Like I looked at other schools like St. Louis, which I don't think I would have fit in there because I just don't really like the big city vibe. So I know I wanted something like medium sized and a place that just felt like extra like cozy and welcoming, and that was here. So when I came on my visit, um, it was in, I want to say, November. So it was still like pretty cold here, but I loved like the Michael always calls it like the Hallmark movie vibe, and everyone was so nice, and he always stressed how like good of a team culture he has, and like even visiting here you could see that just meeting a few of the girls at the time. Like he's created a culture that has just like moved on through each class, which is really nice to see how it's gone from them to when I visited, and it still is here now and even better than when I visited. So I mean, yeah, I honestly knew I wanted to come here. Just like the facilities are not really nice. I loved the coaches. Them both being from, I mean, Maggie and Michael, and our new assistant coach. She went to school in Colorado. They're both from Colorado, so they knew a lot of my coaches from. I played for Real Colorado, and Michael used to coach there actually. So they knew a lot of my coaches, and just like being around, and my coaches knowing Michael really helped. Just like, yeah, like you should go there and stuff like that, and just it was just a good fit for me.
I love that. Vermilion as the hallmark.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sweet t-shirt.
Brooke, what's the most challenging part of being a student athlete? Is it balancing, your time on the classroom with your time on the field? Is it all the travel that you have to do for the competitions? Like what do you think is the most challenging part that you've encountered so far?
Yeah, I would say honestly, I would say like when you're in like a low yourself and having to like get yourself motivated to keep going, and like let's say a good example is like last year I was hurt at the beginning of the season, and that was like honestly really challenging, just knowing like how badly you want to play and how badly you want to be doing what you can do even though you can't. And I feel like that's really challenging going through that, and we have like some girls going through it right now, and everyone like has different experiences with it, but that was really challenging, just like getting myself like motivated to keep going, and like getting back to where I wanted to be was really hard. And when you're like in those low moments, it's really just like remembering like why you started and why you're doing all of this and what you have gone through and what you want to get back to. And I feel like now I'm back to where I want to be, so it's been awesome.
So quick follow-up on that, Brooke. What type of supports does USD have? I mean, do they have, coaches that help out with those type of things, or, counselors, or what types of things do you lean on there?
Like when I was injured, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the coaches were always there for me, and honestly, I leaned on my teammates a lot, especially the ones that have been through like injuries that have even been worse than mine, because they know exactly how it feels to just be like sitting out. So just leaning on the people that have been in your spot. And then yes, we do have a sports psychologist here who is also really helpful. His name's Tanner, and he's always like around at the games, and he even comes to practices. So like if you just need a minute to talk, you can just be like, Tanner, can we do a lap? And then he's just always there too. But yeah, everyone's always there for you no matter what. Like I could talk to any girl on my team and they'd be there for me. So yeah.
Fantastic. I do want to ask you about one of your teammates, someone we've mentioned many times here when we're going through scores. Redshirt freshman Clarissa.
Oh yeah.
The ball looks different when she has it. Can you talk a little bit about her?
Oh yeah, she's awesome. The ball is like a magnet to her foot. Yeah, I've loved playing with her because she actually was coming back from an ACL injury last year, and so she got back in the spring. So we got to play together a little bit in the spring, and then just playing with her this year has been so much fun. I love playing underneath her because she's like a center forward, and she's just someone that like even if you mess up and play her a bad ball, she'll somehow get to it and make you look good in the process. And you just know like when she's winding up for a shot, it's either in the back of the net or the goalie's gonna have to do something special to save it. So she should have had a couple today. But yeah, I love playing with her, and she's so sweet and nice off the field too. So
Brooke, what's the this might be tough. What's the most exciting goal you've ever been a part of?
Oh, like this season or like in my 3 years?
Yeah, at USD.
Oh, I would say I love any goal that we score, but probably this is hard. Dang. Sorry, I have to think back.
Well, you're fine.
Any goal against state.
Yeah, honestly.
There you go.
Yeah, last year, when we played state in the actual non-conference, I scored a goal. That was really fun because then we tied them. And then in the Summit League tournament, my teammate Brooklyn scored a really good header, but that was really fun too. I would say any goal that's like gets your team like the win. Like I feel like those are really fun, and like especially honestly any any conference goal we score is always fun. Like today, both goals were really fun, and I feel like conference just means so much, and like just getting a goal is just getting your team hype and like getting motivation to keep going and finish the game out and stuff. So
Love it.
Well, Brooke, I think we mentioned, we're still learning as soccer fans right now.
yeah.
What is your favorite movie or TV show about soccer, and how can we use that to help teach us about the game of soccer?
Oh, I'd have to think on that one.
Like, is Ted Lasso a good thing to watch, or is
Yeah,
it?
I've watched a little bit about that. That could teach
Okay.
you a lot because it's also pretty funny too. So I'd say that one. That's the first that came to my head. I'm trying to think of other ones though.
I'm a personal fan of The Big Green.
Big
But
Green.
we all know how 90s kids movie. Please, you've heard of The Big Green, right?
No.
All right. See everybody.
It's interesting. Sorry, there's like so many soccer movies out there. If you just Google like soccer movies, there's a bunch of results that come up. It's not like volleyball or wrestling. There's only like two wrestling movies, and one of them's about Ric Flair. Like, it's like for soccer, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there to watch. And so I was wondering if you had a personal favorite.
Yeah, I don't think I do actually. But
Highly recommend Big Green.
Another one.
okay.
No, I forgot what I was going to ask you, Brooke.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, I did want to ask. I remember. You mentioned your record and how you're off to such a fantastic start here. Only 2 losses in the first 11 times out there. I do struggle with when we do draw. I don't know if you could post like a little emoji that would let us know if we're happy with the draw or we're disappointed with the draw. All draws, I assume, are not created equal. That would be really helpful. So.
Yeah, I would say that's another big difference from this year versus last year, because last year we had a lot of ties, like I want to say like 8 or 9 ties. And that was more, I would say, like you want to tie because you were going to lose kind of vibe. But this year's like we tied, but we should have won. So like that's the difference there. And I think we have 4 ties right now. And those have all been like, dang, like we really should have that win. And I feel like you can also see the good side of that. Like we were getting so many opportunities, like we should have been there. We just have to finish. And like, that's like the good side of it. But then the bad side is like, well, at the end of the day, like we didn't get that win. So that's where conference comes in, when we really want the 3 points rather than the 1 point. But I mean, at the end of the day, you'd rather take a tie than a loss. But yeah, I feel like this year it's been more like we should have won that, and we don't want to be getting those ties anymore. We want to push past that and get the win.
This might be a dumb question because, again, ever-growing knowledge of soccer. Would you rather kick the corner kick or be on the receiving end? To like, I don't know. Do some people really like kicking the corner kick?
Yeah, that's funny because I actually take like all of our corner kicks. So I would rather be taking them just because like I practice them like every day. So I might as well take them. And we scored on a lot of them this year. So I would rather be taking them. But I know a lot of people that love to try to get on the end of them, and just the chaos in the box is fun. But
follow-up question, quick, if I may. Do those headers hurt?
If you hit it wrong, then yes.
Okay.
But with with the right amount of practice, you can get it down, like hitting it in the right spot. But you don't. Michael always tells us like, you hit the ball, don't let the ball hit you, because then it will hurt.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Should tell that to my boys because
they're pretty young, Jordan. Are they done with first grade flag football playoffs right now? Anyway, Brooke, you mentioned 3 points versus 1 point, and then like if you score a goal, you get 2 points, but if you get an assist, you get 1. I'm really confused with this. I'm confused with the point thing. Can you explain this a little bit?
Yeah, so there's 2 different types of points to say. So like the points I was talking about is you get, as a team, you get 3 points for a win. So that really matters in conference when like you're trying to get ranked for the tournament based on how many points you have. And then so like today we got 3 points because we beat them. But then let's say if we tie in the future, then you only get 1 point. And then if you lose, you get 0 points. So, and then the points I think you're talking about is for like individual. So let's say like when I score a goal, then I get 2 points like on my like individual box score. And then for an assist, you get 1 point. So then those are like how those points work.
But it's still just 1 point on the scoreboard, right?
For a goal, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like 3 points for individual.
NCAA like ranking, yeah.
Okay. I was reading through it a couple weeks ago and I was so confused with how this works. I'm like, we scored 5 points, but we only got 3 on the scoreboard. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that could be confusing.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going with the dumb questions then. I think it was last year I went to a soccer game and I was trying to sound smart. There was a couple people sitting next to me and I was talking about what's going to happen in extra time. And I was questioning the coach because he took out some of his best players, but then they came back in. Mm-hmm. Is there an unlimited amount of substitutions?
So it's different every half. So in the first half, if you go out of the game, you can't come back in. But I'm not sure how many subs. I don't think there's a limit on how many you can do that I know of. Maybe like total game there might be, but I actually don't know. But if you go out in the first half, you can't go back in. But in the second half, if you go out, then you can come back in. So you can like rest for a few minutes and then come back in. So that's nice. I like that rule.
Next time, Mark. We'll know next time. Brooke, when did you really fall in love with soccer? That you wanted, that you knew, like, I want to play collegiately. You know, when did you really fall in love with soccer?
I would say, well, I started playing when I was 7. And honestly, I started playing. My parents forced me a little bit. I did not want to go to that first practice, but I went because I wanted to be like my sister who played too. And then I just fell in love with it. And I played all throughout like elementary school, middle school. And then I realized I wanted to play college. Probably, I'd say it's been like a goal of mine ever since I was young. And then just going into high school, I was like, yeah, I for sure want to do this. So then once all the recruiting started, like it's a really stressful time, but it's like an exciting time too. So like I kind of always knew I wanted to go play in college, and just being on like my team in Colorado, like everyone on my team just wanted, like everyone was on the same page, like, yeah, we're all going to play in college. So it was just kind of just the normal, honestly. But yeah, I've kind of always known.
Love it.
Brooke, we'll get you out of here with this. I was watching the stream today, and they did mention your schedule is a little different this year. Really, this coming week is really one of our last chances to get to see you in Vermilion. So I don't know if maybe you want to give a pitch to get fans out to watch you while the weather's still decent.
Oh yeah, come out on Thursday we play NDSU, and then Sunday we play UND. So these are always 2 games that are like really physical and honestly kind of just a big rival too. And I think NDSU's, we call it like a code red game, so all the other athletes are going to be there too. So that'll be really fun just to get everyone like motivated and hyped up. So yeah, I don't think we'll be back home for a few weeks. So I think the next home game is versus State in like 2
weeks. That's it.
Yeah. So that will be fun too.
Yeah. Crazy.
So that's Thursday night at 6:00. You host North Dakota State, and then Sunday, October 5th, next Sunday, at 1 o'clock, hosting North Dakota.
Yep. Be there.
Looking forward to it.
Free admission.
Free admission.
Yeah. What's it like at those Code Red games where like all the other athletes are out there? I went to the tennis match last spring where it was Code Red, and it was kind of rowdy out there. Is that the atmosphere you're hoping for?
Yeah, because they started it like right after soccer season last year, so this will be like our first like real one for soccer. But they're always really fun to go to. Like me and my team always have a really good time, and like going to sports that we haven't really seen. Like the tennis one was really fun, and softball too. I remember it being really fun. So I'm really excited, especially versus NDSU. Like it's always a good like big rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to watching you the rest of the season, Brooke. Into the conference. You guys, I think we'll go through the standings here, but you're doing pretty well in the conference standings right now. So keep it up. We'll keep plugging you guys on the show, and looking forward to watching you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Good luck, Brooke. Happy D-Days.
Yeah, happy D-Days.
Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Bye. Go Yotes. All right. Hey, we're batting 1,000, guys. Every guest we have on here is fantastic, including Brooke.
It just gets better and better. I just think of how far we've come since those first few episodes that nobody should go back and watch.
No, she was awesome.
She's amazing.
Really glad to get soccer crossed off the list here. We've been trying for a long time. So
we're huge supporters of all the sports at USD. We don't specialize in any. We're all the sports. So make sure go out, support soccer, support all the other sports at USD. But a couple chances this week, as Brooke mentioned. We'll go through that in a little bit. But before we get there, Mark, news and notes.
News and notes. It was announced earlier this week for only the second time, according to our AD, John Schemmel, the Coyote Hall of Fame ceremony is open to the public. You have to buy your tickets. Go to goyotes.com and search that. Tickets are available. It'd be I would love to go. I have never been. It sounds like a neat opportunity. The clock is ticking on getting Summit League basketball tournament all session tickets. Like we mentioned last week, we're not going to have a dedicated, 119's our section. We're going to have pockets of red. So you'll really be on my list if you decide not to take advantage of this. So do that. That's also at goyotes.com. And as we mentioned a couple times here, happy D-Days. The greatest account for this week is at Vermilion PD. I hope they're ready to go. It's always super fun to follow along.
Mark, one thing before you move on, I noticed you did not put on here, but there is a dome dog eating contest tomorrow night at Coyote Alley. So 6:00 p.m. And I'm going to be one of the contestants for the dome dog eating contest.
Let's go.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Chad, how much time are you given?
I'm not sure, but they give us each 3 dogs, and so I'm thinking we're probably going to go like a minute and a half on this. It's going to be pretty quick. Don't sit in the first 2 rows though. You never want to at an eating contest. You never want to be too close to the action. But looking forward to this tomorrow night.
Yeah, that should be fun. Friend of the show, Avery Van Hook, was named Summit League Offensive Player of the Week. So the good luck charm coming on the show. That streak continues. Jack Holt's men golf team, as we mentioned before we were joined by Brooke, was named Summit League Peak Performer of the Week. That tends to happen when you win a tournament. He was 5 under, so great round for Jack, or great couple rounds. Future friend of the show, Cameron Ferris, surpassed 1,500 digs, not in one game. That would be a record.
Goodness gracious!
Mark Went, not awarded Veteran of the Game at the volleyball match on Saturday, and nor was Chad Berger awarded Professor of the Game. So.
Yeah. One of these days, Mark. One of these days.
You guys should create a burner account that each of them, like days and cents.
Yeah.
It's like, was Mark Veteran of the Game? No.
Yeah.
No. Like every single event.
Yeah.
Okay, legit. So that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, if anyone else out there just has a lot of free time on your hands, that would be pretty funny. But yeah, I think I've got better things to spend my time on. So let's go through some of the results from this past week. First up, we've got football. Football was up in Fargo, playing against the Bison, North Dakota State. This one, not great. Jordan, how not good?
Not good.
So 51-13, North Dakota State got out to a lead. At one point, North Dakota State had, I think, 28 points, and South Dakota had ran 11 offensive plays. So it was just eating up the clock and moving the ball. And it was a rough one to watch. I tried watching it, and I ended up at third quarter, I was just like, I don't know if I can handle any more of this type of thing. Yeah, I don't know how you guys felt.
And we just got taken behind the woodshed. I mean, that's what it was. We got our butts kicked.
There's a picture, I think an NDSU fan tweeted out right before the show. I saw it. I meant to send it to you guys. Where on that big run that Cole Payton, I mean, he had a bunch, but that he kind of started on the left side, went all the way around, and there's like 5 or 6 of our guys just on the turf, and it summarizes the day. I mean, the credit to NDSU. I think that they're clearly the best team in the country. I mean, what's the rankings with like 1 through 700 and something? What's that name for it? They were like guy who ranks all of them. They're top 30, I think, in the country out of every single football program. So I had first grade flag football, but I was trying to follow along as best as I could. Was able to watch the fourth quarter, which was, we scored a touchdown when I turned it on. So maybe the reverse curse.
Potential for Eyechart of the week here. Jordan, all we do is score when you watch, and you weren't watching. So
maybe things are starting to turn back around here. No, I don't know. I was trying to watch it a little bit today. I think it was a combo of we weren't good and they are great. Like that game, the game plan, the execution of it. So I don't know what else to say about it.
I noticed they keep the Fargo Dome at 70 degrees. We're used to playing at 72 degrees in the Dakota Dome.
Could have played a factor.
Yeah, maybe the weather was the temperature difference had something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know how far into the weeds you want to go on this game with recap, but
Well, let's dig in a little bit. The Yotes were outgained 547 to 296. As far as rushing yards, I think that was where NDSU they got off to the lead, and then they could basically do what they wanted. But 274 to 88 on this one, and USD had been running the ball really well, really effectively the past few weeks going into this one. And then passing yards, they still finished ahead. And I felt I kind of was mentioning this to Mark before we went on the air, but it felt like they were hitting the bombs, and even when they were missing the bombs, their guys were still wide open behind our secondary.
Yeah,
it felt like maybe we have some things that we got to work on back there in the defensive backfield.
Well, and I was listening to John too, and it sounded like for the most part, was it first and second down? It was pretty good, but third down, Peyton just with his legs or with his arm just had our number, and their third down. Their third down efficiency had to be amazing. I don't even know if I have that pulled up, but it just seemed like every third down they were getting them. 10 of 13. So I think that's pretty good. Again, I think it, whether it was the throwing, the secondary, I just think after last year, it's homecoming. I just think they were the more motivated team. Not that we weren't motivated to go in there and spoil it, but they came out with unstoppable force, it seems. So,
well, was this maybe like a point for Yote fans? I mean, I know we've had a few others like after the Lamar game, and then the Northern Colorado game in overtime. Like, I think Yote fans need to realize that the Coyotes aren't playing at a national semifinal level right now. And I think it's going to take some work to get back there. And right now, not there. And it is what it is. I mean, like, we can sit here and say, oh, this and that, but I mean, just coming out and getting beat like that in a game like this, it's, North Dakota State's a good football team, but if you, like Ric Flair, second Ric Flair mentioned, but you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, and woo, they're the man. That's what it is. So
and you're so right, Chad, and you guys know this too, and obviously we'll talk about the game upcoming, but great opportunities ahead, right? We have not, going into the end of last season too, been very good on the road, and you got a Murray State team who you should beat handily for Dakota Days, but then those two games after that, Indiana State isn't as bad as prior years, and then you go to UNI, and those are two great opportunities that you could be 5-3 heading into that end of season 3-game home stretch. And now playoff talk is back on the table, right? It's not off the table, but one game at a time, though. They got to put this one behind them for sure.
That's kind of where I'm at. We got to figure out how to beat Murray State and then worry about whatever the next game is on the schedule. But we're not playing good enough to be talking about playoffs at this point. In line. Yeah, exactly. We got to figure out how to beat Murray State, and then we can worry about what comes after that. But that's we don't have to worry about the polls and where we're ranked in the polls or where we're going to put our championship trophy. I mean, all that's out the window right now. Figure out how to beat Murray State and get better, because we can't. Like, the team that trotted out there Saturday isn't good enough to do any of that. So,
a couple individual stats up here. Aiden Bauman finished the game 13 for 21 for 208. He was picked off once, sacked 3 times. LJ Phillips had 11 carries for 38 yards. That's I think it's 3.5. I mistyped that. Sorry, 3.5 per carry. Tanel Bryant, kind of a bright spot that I noticed during the game. 2 receptions for 50 yards, 2 carries for 27 yards, showed a little bit of a spark. And so, these are things that I think the Yotes have to figure out a way. How do you get the ball into the playmakers' hands at the right time? And I think that's one of the guys that they need to look forward to getting the ball to. Defensively, the Yotes, they got burnt a little bit in the passing game, gave up some long, sustained drives, but a lot of guys were playing hard out there. Nate Ewell, 10 total tackles. He was all over the place. He ended up getting injured, though, in the second half, I believe. So hopefully everything's okay there. Caden Crawford, 9 total tackles. Matt Walsh, 8 total tackles. And Gabe Hardman, 5 total tackles, a TFL, and a sack. So, some good stuff defensively, some decent things offensively. But I think the Yotes got to figure out how to game plan and put everything together and then play that complete football game.
There's sparks all over in the loss. There's like these little shining moments that if we can just put it together for 4 full quarters. I don't know the stats, but I feel like the tight end, like, we haven't been targeting tight ends that much.
Yeah.
Like this game.
I think honestly it comes down to game plan and execution. And I think those are two things that the Yotes really kind of need to work on. And hopefully next week we're out here talking about how we put up a 50 burger on Murray State. So that's what we're looking at. Hopefully that's the case. I'm looking forward to that. But for now, the Yotes got to figure some things out. And I'm sure they're probably sitting in meetings figuring out how are we going to do this thing, So
onward.
Onward. So let's talk volleyball a little bit. So I was excited for volleyball coming in, starting Thursday night up in Grand Forks. I don't think UND had beaten the Yotes since 2015.
Correct.
Lots of good things, and then all of a sudden the Yotes came out and lost that one 3-1. First set, it was kind of back and forth. A lot of different good things for the Yotes, but I felt like North Dakota just played kind of a consistent game. Both teams were making a few mistakes here and there, but nothing egregious or like over the top. And it just went kind of back and forth, and then the Yotes weren't able to pull it out right at the end, and it went North Dakota's way in that first set, 25-23. Second set, Yotes didn't look that great in this one, and we were thinking, oh man, sweep. But then set 3 came around, and the Yotes looked really, really good in set 3 and won that one 25-15. And then set 4, ahead, late. I think they had multiple opportunities at set point on this one. and just could not seal the deal. And number 15, I forgot her name already, for North Dakota. Paige Harper. Oh my goodness, she had the game of her life. I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of scouting of North Dakota volleyball, but she played really, really well and came out of nowhere and just kind of finished that one for.
Well, and I told you why we lost set 4 and ultimately the match is because I turned it on 24-22. I'm not kidding, guys. I turned it on. I got home and turned it on.
Jordan, you are not bad luck. As far as individual stats go, you can see here, overall, the Yotes, like I said, it's not like played poorly. All the hitting percentages are above zero. You've got some above 300 here. Audrey Nelson had a good game. Avery Van Hook, just living off that the interview last week, bringing good things happening. Amanda Lotion playing really well in the middle. And it just came down to they made the plays when they needed them, and the Yotes didn't.
Agree.
So then the Yotes came back home. Friday rolled around, Saturday rolled around. The Yotes were back home facing Oral Roberts. And this one, 3-0 sweep. I think it was exactly what the Yotes needed to come back off of that disappointing loss on Thursday night up in Grand Forks. This one in front of 800, it's a football Saturday, difficult, 12:30 in the afternoon. Mark, you were there. Tell us a little bit about the atmosphere and maybe like Morgan Bodie throwing out the little ball before the game and what was happening there.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd was light, and obviously the football game was going on at the same time, or maybe it started a little later. I don't even remember when it started, but as usual, the people that show up were loud and rowdy, and I did, they threw out the mini balls at introductions there, and friend of the show, Morgan Bodie, hooked me up. I got a Morgan Bodie mini volleyball. So it is in the man cave. Next time you guys are in the garage, you guys can look. You can't touch it. You can look at it.
It's already sealed up in one of those cases and everything. It's
yeah. So thanks, Morgan, for that. The
Phenomenal.
girls will love it. But
I was gonna say I watched the replay of this one. First set, 25-16. It looked pretty dominant in the first set. Second set was a little bit more back and forth until it got near the end of the set. I think it might have been like 17-17 or 17-15 or something like that. And then the Yotes just kind of went on a run there at the end and pulled away 25-18 in that one. And then the third set, I mean, gee whiz, 25-8. That's domination right there.
That's giving up.
Yeah. Well, Roberts has got a new head coach, and it's probably year one of the rebuild there. I don't know all the details, obviously, but they look like they're in a rebuild. I'll say that. So Yotes played really, really well, as we'll see in the next slide here. The hitting percentages are really high.
So I will say this. So obviously Amelia Duggar here had a 1,000 hitting percentage, but that was a 1-for-1. So that one's padding the stats a little bit on that one. But look at Avery Van Hook, 875. And I did notice that someone tweeted out something with her going up and hitting it over the net, and maybe it was a reference to last week's show, but it was the Avery Van Hook shot.
Yeah, trademark, it said.
Yeah, seems like that was, someone came up with that. So I don't know if we deserve a little credit on that or what, but
our lawyers reach out to
yeah,
or not, or we're proud of you, Avery. Great job, keep going. But awesome 875 on that one. Avery played really well. And, in this one, the one thing I noticed, all the percentages are really, really high as far as that goes. But if you look at the points over on the far right-hand column, though, they're just so evenly distributed over there. There's not one person that is just getting all the points for the Yotes. They're doing such a great job of spreading the ball around, and everyone's scoring when they get the opportunity. So
definitely a strength of this team is you can't go key on somebody because two other people are gonna eat.
Right. Absolutely. So any final statements about volleyball? let's go ahead and take a look then at the conference standings. So Summit League standings are back now that we've started Summit League play. Is there a train going by, Mark?
That
There's a
train was
train.
perfectly timed.
Okay.
That train was perfectly timed. Any other comments? Can we clip that scene for other stuff?
So in the first week of the season, Denver, St. Thomas, both 2-0 in Summit League play. South Dakota State, North Dakota State, both 1-0. South Dakota and North Dakota are both 1-1. And Omaha, Oral Roberts, and Kansas City started out the season 0-2. I think this league is going to be tough this year, guys. I mean, if you would have told me beforehand that Omaha was going to be 0-2, I don't know, that. Those are things where it's tough. St. Thomas is going to be good. South Dakota State's going to be good. North Dakota State swept UND on Saturday. So I mean, there's lots of good volleyball in this conference, and it's going to be competitive.
I agree.
When's the last time you saw Omaha winless? Jeez.
Well, and overall 3-8, so they're kind of off to a rough start so far this season. But
they did that a little bit last year too, though, and came on.
They did. You're right.
Their non-con is really, really tricky or what, but they almost had South Dakota State beat, so they're not far away from being 1-1. So they'll be there at the end.
All right, soccer. So we had Brooke on the show. I forgot to put this up there earlier, but make sure to follow Brooke on X at Brooke_Conway. Follow Brooke. Make sure to do that. But new friend of the show. But Yotes go into this one against St. Thomas and end up winning 2-0. And so, Mark, I don't know if you want to take us through the results here or the summary here.
Yeah, there's probably no need to. The one that stands out there is shots. The entire game was played on our end. 22 shots for the Yotes, and I can't. My old eyes can't say. I believe that's only 5 for St. Thomas. Like they say in hockey, the ice was tilted. Well, the grass was tilted, and the entire game was played on our end. So just really a dominating performance by Brooke and the entire squad there. So nice start to conference season for them.
Yep. And the goals were by Gabby Ryan and assist by Sadie Straight. So on that one, I believe Gabby gets 2 individual points and Sadie gets 1, if I learned from Brooke earlier. And then a goal by Ashby Johnston, and then assist by Clarissa Vega. So Clarissa gets another point there for that assist, and Ashby gets 2.
First career goal for Gabby in the first goal there. So congrats to her.
Congrats, Gabby. And
then in the Summit League standings, since the Yotes win, they get 3 points. Did I say that correctly?
Yes. Okay. We're all over it.
Look at us. We're learning.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought, guys? So the Yotes have 3 points here because they won that conference matchup against St. Thomas. Trailing Omaha, which is 1-0-1, they get 3 points for the 1 win and then 1 for the tie. And St. Thomas is 2-0, so they have 6 points. But otherwise, Yotes are in a 3-way tie there for 3rd place right now. And I think, getting into the season, this will work itself out, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
As these teams all start playing each other.
Yeah. The main goal of this slide was just to be like, hey, conference standings are back. They're always fun to look at as we.
Is soccer top 6? Do they do the 6 like softball
does?
I
think it's
just 4. Just 4?
Yeah.
Boy, if only we would have had someone on the show we could have asked that to a few minutes ago, Jordan. Way to go.
Call her back.
No, instead I had to ask, hey, does it hurt when you take a header off the head?
I just figured out how the scoring system works, okay? Don't ask me how many teams are in the playoffs. All right?
I think it's 4. Someone in the chat let us know.
All right. Well, we'll keep you posted in the next few weeks to come here on how soccer's doing in the conference standings, what the scenarios look like for the playoffs, all that different type of stuff.
What the Howling Podcast playoff predictor model says.
Yep. First flag football, first grade playoffs and soccer playoffs. We'll get you all this stuff. Keep you posted on that. So coming up this week, Mark.
As usual, Coyote Report tomorrow night, 6 p.m. with John Thayer. volleyball coach, football coach, and an athlete from one of those squads is typically there. As we mentioned, football will be playing Murray State in the Dakota Days game. So happy D-Days to everybody. Stay safe. Get a sober ride if you're out and about having a drink. Volleyball will be at Denver Saturday. Summit League Network will let you watch that one. Women's golf will be at the Diane Thompson Invite. Cross country, another sport to cover at the Team Up North Classic on Friday. Soccer, as we mentioned with Brooke, a big week, 2 home games here. There's only 3 home games left. So if you're going to go watch a soccer match, this is probably the good week to do it.
Game or match?
Game? Match.
Soccer like volleyball? Match?
I think it's a match. Go. Anyway,
we should get someone on and ask.
We'll get a soccer guest on to figure this out. NDSU on Thursday, UND on Sunday. Softball, still wrapping up their fall schedule. They'll be hosting Northwestern on Thursday at 4 p.m. Friends and family of USD softball on Facebook will let you watch that. Swim and dive, another sport we're going to have to keep an eye on. Women will be at Mankato. Men versus Augie, both in Vermilion on Friday at 5. And there's an alumni meet on Saturday at 10 a.m. in the brand new pool.
So is that just for alumni of swimming and diving, or can Jordan go participate in this?
Well, I mean, if he can, he should.
If we tweet out and the tweet gets 1,000 likes, I will high dive off the pool. How's that?
1,000 likes. Okay,
1,000 likes. I will.
Hold on.
Attempt to high dive.
Say it right now.
Oh my god! If one of you tweets out, if this tweet gets 1,000 likes, Jordan's going to high dive in the new pool at some point this academic year. I should get specific. 2025, 2026 academic year before graduation. If a tweet that says this gets 1,000 likes, I will do it. I will high dive.
Where's
right.
Speedo?
Okay,
there we go.
Clip it.
And last one on the list, men's golf is at Wichita on Sunday, coming off their second place finish. So
yeah,
that's what's coming up.
Yeah, men's golf hot right now. Got to keep it rolling. Softball's hot right now. Soccer's hot right now. Volleyball's hot after Saturday. Women's golf got rained out. I know they're a little disappointed that Tuesday got rained out because I feel like they thought they had some good things going there. Cross country's got some good things. Let's go Yotes. Okay, it's a big week for the Yotes here. D-Days, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Not just activities for Dakota Days, but also for the USD athletics. So
for sure,
very important to get out and support the Yotes. All right. Also, hot dog eating contest Monday night. Make sure
maybe I'll be there. Maybe we'll go.
Yes, it's 6 o'clock, Mark. You can be there.
Are we going? Can you go live?
Yeah, if I can get there, I'll
okay.
I'm not gonna do selfie while I'm eating. While I'm scarfing down these hot dogs.
No, you should absolutely have it on the table with the face up angle while you're doing that. Yeah. And the camera's just getting. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. Lots of great activities on campus. Lots of cool stuff happening. But before we get there.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the Eyechart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the Eyechart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our very own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up his Eyechart at men's and women's basketball games when officials make questionable calls. We give our Eyechart of the Week moments for questionable calls, whether they're at games or just general life moments. So last week, we had the Eyechart of the Week results, and over 10,700 people voted, and my Eyechart moment got 0 votes. Kind of a humbling moment right there. The Varsity Pub was the winner for having a watch party during game, and I voted for that one. So obviously, that is the winner. Asian Beatles got third, and then the Avery Van Hook nominee of Mark Wendt actually got second. But Avery's not with us tonight, so Mark, you'll go first, Jordan second, and I'll go last. So Mark Wendt, give us your iChart of the week.
Well, my iChart of the week is actually Chad Berger, for what you just mentioned. Having an entire week to come up with an iChart, nominating one, having the poll up for an entire week, and getting exactly 0 votes. This is the first time in the history of the iChart of the week that someone has got 0 votes. Pretty disappointing effort, I would say, and maybe, hopefully, this week will be better. But for now, Chad Berger gets my iChart of the week.
Yeah, it was a poor selection. I'm not gonna lie. I messed up, okay? I messed up. I had, on LinkedIn, you get people looking at your profile and you get notifications. I had several area educators looking up my LinkedIn profile to figure out where I live and where my kids go to school, because I think they were going to give me a piece of their mind. So I apologize. Nothing I said last week was factually incorrect. However, it was a bad iChart nominee. So I'll own that.
You should have had the banner going across the bottom there. Then that would have excluded you from anything.
Oh, all right, Jordan, you're next.
All right, I think I've had this one before, but this is a different circumstance. My iChart of the week, once again, goes to the WNBA, and the way that they handled the end of Game 3 between the Lynx and Mercury. I actually watched a little bit of this. I thought, yes, and of course I'm a Minnesota fan, but it's a win-win because a former Yote, Nate Tibbetts, is coaching Phoenix. But I thought the officiating in that game was absolutely atrocious. Most of the time I turn on a WNBA game, the reffing is atrocious. Of course, always going against the team I'm rooting for. But that particular game was so bad, and the way that it ended and the way the coach got ejected and the coach, the way she conducted herself at the press conference, maybe a little rough, but and then to suspend her, I feel like the league keeps shooting itself in the foot with stuff. So anyways, my iChart of the week goes to the WNBA. Congrats to former Yote, Nate Tibbetts. It looks like Phoenix won today, and they now move on to the WNBA finals. So congrats to him and the coaches and athletes, but WNBA, do better.
Agreed. Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys my time I stole the ball from Nate Tibbetts in our pickup basketball game?
No.
Oh, do you still have it?
No. I didn't steal it like that. He was dribbling the ball down the court, and I picked his pocket, and I was going down the court, and I thought I had an easy layup, and I must have set something off because he came out of nowhere and gave me like the LeBron James, swatted off the backboard so hard.
Nothing is more demoralizing on a basketball court than when you think you've got a shot and someone just blocks the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like this tall.
All right. I'm going to give my iChart of the week this week to the NFL. These games in Europe, these 8 a.m. kickoff times or whatever they are, these got to go. All right. The NFL is an oversaturated product right now. We do not need games for 14 or 15 hours on Sunday. This is ridiculous. Let's go back noon, 3:30 kickoffs, do one Sunday night game, one Monday night game. Okay. We don't need games 7 days a week. We don't need games on 37 networks. The NFL, I'm not a fan anymore. I can't keep up with everything. It's not great. So the NFL, you get my iChart of the week.
That's a good one, Chad. That's a good one.
I enjoyed having a beverage at 8:30 on a Sunday.
Oh, sorry. Some of us had to go to church.
I went last night.
Okay. All right. Congratulations.
I poured one out for you when I saw the tags.
All right.
No, that's a good one.
If you guys have any iChart of the week's nominees, go ahead and write in. We'll post this after the show, and you have a chance to vote. Hopefully I get more than 0 votes this week.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right.
You'll be all right.
Well, that's it for this week. We'll do better next time. For Jordan Decker, for Mark Wentz, thanks to Brooke Conway, our awesome, amazing guest today. Until next time, go Yotes.
Go Yotes. Happy D-Days.
Happy D-Days.
Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runs sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson of USC.
You're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.